When I close my eyes before going into Universum, I think about the moment we were hoping wouldn't end. Because I never knew it was my imagination. I never wanted to say what I said, I just wanted an explanation. Never wanted. Why do I feel like I linger between the words to say the words to remember. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all, lose it all, lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm. Now we won't go back home today, until the very last hour. We still got a few more days to slay, it's gonna get so much louder. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all, lose it all, lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Best Bet Live. My name is Wes, and tonight we are bringing you the final table of WPT event number 13. This is the $350 No Limit Hold'em tournament, 1010 XL main event. This is a trophied event.
Queen, he was going to call and it was like king, something.
Get that camera fixed for you in just a second, guys. Sorry about that. But welcome to the stream. This is the second of a double header. Earlier we had event number 12, the $350 No Limit Hold'em Ladies Only event powered by Plon. If you missed that, you can go back to our archives on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube and catch that action. A lot of fun. Here we go, starting final table. And we have Mark here sitting in seat number 3. Raises it up, 24,000. Blinds are 5, 10, and 10 currently. Ace, Queen offsuit. Callie right behind folds. Constantine's gone. Everybody has anything worth playing. Here, Mark has King, Queen offsuit in the big blind. Probably going to elect to defend the big blind with this hand. Oh, he lets it go. Just like that, first hand is won by Mark. Take a look at the chip stacks here.
10 twice.
James sitting up top of the pack, 315,000. Marcellus not too far behind, 302. Then all the way down to Constantine, 150,000.
Hey, Gus.
And then down at the bottom, we got Tyler and Mark with about 6 big blinds apiece. Plenty of action. Lots can happen here in this final table. Come out with the payouts in just a second after this hand. We are in the money at this point, 9th place. The next person that gets knocked out is going to get $655. Actions to Tyler here on the button. He moves all in. Ace, Jack offsuit. Second hand of the stream here. Second hand of the final table. And he gets called by Robert. Big blind, pocket nines. Ooh, this is pretty quick here. So we have Tyler all in and at risk. Ace, Jack offsuit going up against Robert's pocket nines. We'll see how the action plays out. And a 9 rips out on the flop. Set of 9s. Looking for a queen to stay alive. And Tyler does not get there. Eliminated in 9th place. Robert winning that hand. Set of 9s. And Tyler exiting with 9th place money, $655. This was a $350 buy-in tournament. First place, $9,956. Second place, $5,502. Third place, $3,406. Fourth place, $2,096. Fifth place, $1,310. Sixth place, $1,048. Seventh place, $917. And now 8th place, the next player to get knocked out gets $786. Mark here. Raises it up. 50,000 is the bet. Yes, good spot for Mark B to shove all in here on the button. Pocket 6s, short stack. Got about 5 big blinds remaining. Mark with about 11 big blinds to go. Pocket pair. He does fold. So Mark B chipping up. Picking up the blinds and a raise. Again, if you're just joining us, thank you for tuning in. This is Best Bet Live, streaming out of Jacksonville, Florida. If you're in the neighborhood, 201 Monument Road. Come on down and pay us a visit. We got a nice bar set up alongside of the streaming area if you want to sit down and watch the action live without the 30-minute delay. You're welcome to join us here as we finish out the final table of this event. Constantine, king 10 of spades. 15 bigs.
Great. 26,000.
Raises it up to 26,000. Again, the blinds are 5 and 10 right now. And Marcellus with a pocket pair, pocket trace, and one of the big stacks at the table. Does make the call. Doesn't look like anybody else is going to be in this hand. Looks to be heads up between the two of them. Although James in the big blind might elect to protect the big blind. Again, one of the other big stacks at the table, and he does. 6-5 offsuit. It's only 16K for him to call. A little loose with Constantine raising the other big stack calling that raise, but here's the flop. He flops, open-ended straight. Checks it. Go to Marcellus with position and chips to play. 93,000 in the pot. Bet was 40,000. With the open-ended straight draw, James is going to make the call. Constantine gets out of there. Heads-up action. 9 of clubs. James picks up a whole bunch more outs. Same 8, 6.
55.
He checks. Marcellus bets yet again, and James says, "No, I don't want to draw that straight one more time." Marcellus picking up 100K in chips in that hand. Picking up an even bigger advantage there at the top of the chip count. Marcellus now over 400,000 in chips. Marginal hands folding over to Mark B in the hijack with Jack 10 offsuit. He lets it go. Robert, cutoff. Raises it up with queen deuce off. Guys been playing tonight. He's got a good feel for the table. He buys position and he buys the pot. Nice bet by Robert there. So we are in the middle of WPT action here in Jacksonville, Florida. WPT in town, main event coming up this weekend. Tomorrow actually is going to be our next stream. We will be streaming the final table of event number 15. That's the $20,000 high roller event. Again, we will be streaming the final table of that one. $20,000 buy-in. Players are going to start with 100K in chips, 30-minute levels. Should be a lot of fun to watch that. Big money poker. We'll have some big names in town to play that one. I know we've given away at least 2 seats to that, local players. So good luck to them. Satellited in to that event. It'll be a lot of fun to watch tomorrow night. Got James raising the button here. He's got ace-8 offsuit, dead man's hand. 23K to stay. Mark folds over to Kelly. Big blind's not going to make that call either. 10 deuce. Let's get that muck. James picks up the blinds. So tomorrow we got the high roller event this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Noon starts. Day 1A, day 1B, our 5K WPT main event championship. Day 1A, day 1B, noon starts. You're going to start with 40,000 in chips. You do have $2,500 bounties scattered throughout both days. We'll go down that list in a little bit. Mark B picks up Ace King of Hearts, facing $10,000.
Raise.
And the blinds are 5 and 10 still. He raises it to 30K. Robert right behind, King 10 of clubs. He wants to make the call, but he lets it go. A lot of kings out there. All the kings are gone. Over Kelly in the small blind. Ace 8 lets it go. Constantine in the big blind with the pocket pair. Only 20 more to call. Relatively healthy stack, some of the others at the table. So he does make the call. Heads up, pocket 4s versus Ace King of Hearts. Nice little coin flip here. Doesn't really change much for both hands, but Constantine checks. Over to Mark. Let's get the C-bet in there. Oh, he elects to check it. See what the turn brings. Deuce of diamonds. It's a blank. Constantine realizing that the C-bet didn't come. Mark probably didn't hit anything. He leads out on the turn. I think that's 20K though. That's enough to get Mark to fold. Pocket 4s. Take that one down. Some of the featured bounties in the $1 million guarantee main event best bet WPT bounty scramble. Ali McDeal, Anthony Zeno, Bart Hansen, Esther Taylor, Jessica Dolly, Joe Kim, Jonathan Little, Lena Evans, Maria Ho, Matt Affleck, Matt Savage, Mike Sexton, local WPT champions Nabil Herezi, Paul Petralia, and a whole bunch more. You can check out the full list of featured bounties website bestbetjacks.com. Click on the Best Bet Bounty Scramble link. Even if you don't play in that tournament, you need to come on down. Action is hot whenever WPT comes to town. Plenty of cash games going on and a whole bunch of other tournaments going on at the same time as well. It's a little more affordable than 5K for those of you out there that can't afford that buy-in. Action of Kelly here. 10 bigs, Queen Jack offsuit. Looks to get a raise together. 27,000 to stay. Mark in the big blind, doesn't want to defend, is suited 9-7. Kelly picking up the blinds.
Good luck,
Yeah, we'll put up the payouts. Tyler, already the first player knocked out, got $655. First place paying almost $10,000. Nice little tournament here for a $350 buy-in. Look at the chip count. Marcella's still way up top, over 100,000 more than the next player. We got Mark B sitting down there at the bottom with about 4 big blinds. Really, he's got 39K. Blinds are 5 and 10 right now. About time for him to make a move. Just tuning in, thank you for joining us here, Best Bet Live, streaming event number 13, final table for the 1010 XL $350 No Limit Hold'em main event. This is a WPT trophy event. Dan in the 1 seat under the gun. Picks up ace jack of diamonds. He raises it. 29,000 to go. If anybody has anything worth calling here. Nobody likes their hand so far. Over to Mark in the small blind. Short stack ace 10. This is where he's going to shove it. He moves all in, and he's not going to like what he sees. Robert's going to get out of there. He donated his big blind to the pot. And Dan, just a couple thousand more to call. 10,000 more to call. Does make the call. Heads up. Mark B all in and at risk with ace 10 off suit up against ace jack of diamond. Let's see the run out. And that does it. Oh, sorry. That was not the hand that he had. He did. Oh, but he does pick up the diamond there on the turn, giving him the flush. Dan picks up the flush. That was ace queen offsuit, but the ace of diamonds is correct. Dan gets the flush. Mark B eliminated in 8th place. Picking up $786. Things are going pretty quickly this final table, event number 13. Pretty quiet bunch. Nobody's really talking at all. Of course, you got a potential $10,000 payday on the line. Might want to be a little more focused than usual. James picks up ace queen of clubs, raises it up to 25K. See if anybody wants to tussle with one of the big stacks at the table. Nobody has anything to call yet.
Thank you, sir.
And everybody folded. Oh, sorry, no. Dan made the call in the 1 seat. He called with 9-8 offsuit out of the big blind. He flops a pair of 9s. Checks his 9s, allows James to put the C-bet in, 30K, 31,000. Dan makes the call. Going to slow James down a bit unless he hits an ace or a queen on the turn. Tray of spades. Either player has a spade. Dan's first to act. Probably going to see a check here in the turn. Oh no, we got a bet. Dan moving all in. Pair of 9s. Not scared of the flush draw or the king. And it worked. It gets James to fold. You heard our tournament director. Blinds are up next hand. 6, 12, and 12. 6,000, 12,000. The big blind ante of 12,000. So 5-10 right now. Folds around to Marcus. The cutoff with pocket jacks. Raises it up to 28,000. Over to Dan. Yeah, I'm not sure why we can't. It's not. Camera's not going to him when it's on him, but. In any case, James ends up folding his big blind too. Pocket nines. That's interesting. Marcellus has the reputation amongst the players. Surprised folded the big blind there with pocket pair like that. All right, action over to Dan in the 1 seat on the button, 10-9 offsuit. The lines have gone up to 6-12.
Raising to 30,000.
And he's raising to 30,000. For some reason, it's not putting the camera on him when it's his turn to act. Gonna try to fix that for you guys. Sorry about that. So after after Dan raises to 30K on the button, we got James out of the small with pocket kings. Again, one of the bigger stacks at the table. He's gonna raise it up. We got the 3-bet going to 75,000. It's Mark will fold that 7 deuce there. Push it back to Dan on the button. 10-9 facing a 3-bet out of the small blind. I don't really like a call in this spot. But we'll see what he wants to do. Notice Dan is very deliberate in his actions. Takes his time to think about it. Appreciate that. He does fold. James takes that one down after a nice 3-bet. So again, our next stream is going to be tomorrow. The final table, event number 15, the $20,000 No Limit Hold'em High Roller event. We have a whole bunch of action following that. On Friday, we got 2 different streams. WPT cash game. So we haven't decided what cash game it is yet, but we're waiting to see who comes into town and what they want to play. Hopefully we have a nice lineup of some high-profile poker players for us to watch here on the stream. And a bunch more. Final table of the main event. It's going to be on Tuesday, and a whole bunch of cash games sprinkled in between. If you want to take a look at the lineup, go to bestbetjacks.com, click on the poker tab, go down to Best Bet Live. If you are interested in joining any of those cash games, send your info to Johnny P at bestbetjacks.com, and he can get you on the interest list for those, and you can find yourself on one of these streams.
Does anyone want a drink? It's on the house.
So we got Robert here with ace-7 offsuit. He raised to 32,000.
Sorry, another salad.
Mark folded Kelly out of the big blind. Does not defend. Robert picks up the blinds.
Yeah, or we have
Pretty much have the same thing the last
like a little amber ale on draft, or we have a regular ultra in the bottle.
I'll take the draft.
Okay. white?
White one.
Okay,
Not Chardonnay, the Pinot
Pinot
Grigio.
Grigio.
Yes, thank you so much. Bit of water.
Would you like it? A longer?
No,
Yeah.
Ron, Ray. 30
Yeah.
In the man, guys. Thank you. No. I really do. Thank you.
What's that? Yeah.
No, yeah, I got. Yeah, I got a shot.
Three foods. I didn't get one though. Yeah, no, yeah, I need one.
They want a shot. Hook the man up, man. It's all good. Nobody's gonna go get you one.
Well, I got money in my pocket, so there's nothing to go back. Yeah.
I was gonna. I'll give you two times that.
Oh, wait.
I wanted to say bet you yelled it out before I did.
Yeah, I'll take the weight under on that one.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
9 raises, 24,000.
That's a good experience.
All right, pre-flop action here. Under the gun, Robert raises to 24K. King Jack of diamonds. He gets some action out of Dan in the one seat, pocket fives. We do have that fixed. When the when the delay catches up, we'll start seeing Dan there in the one seat. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties. Action to Constantine. Queen 9 of clubs out of the small folds. Marcellus folds the big blind. We got heads up action to the flop. Pocket fives. The one seat. Dan's first to act. Flop comes Queen 9-9. 2 hearts. Oh, sorry. Robert is first to act. I misread that. So he leads out. It's the C bet in 25K to about a 75,000. Pot. Action to Dan with an underpair to the board. Thinking about it. And he does indeed fold. Robert takes that one down. Dated chips. Marcellus still way ahead with almost 440,000 chips. Mark's in there at the bottom. 4 big blinds, 60K in chips. Should see Mark making a move relatively soon here. Especially with the blinds coming around. The blinds are 6, 12, and 12. So round of Constantine on the button with the Jack 9 of hearts. Makes the raise. The big blind wants to defend.
I wish I could, buddy.
6-4 off. It's hard to defend with that hand, facing a raise.
Obviously, me and Sue got to call you.
May I for 9 twin shoot when you're ready?
Call that.
I slap the full house.
Oh, you flop? Don't call it. Don't call it.
All right.
Don't
People
call it.
opening up a
Thank
little bit like that.
fix.
But he's folding right now. And it's safe. Not really any big hands so far. Robert on the small blind makes the call. Dan checks. 3 players going to the flop here. Surprised short stack Mark didn't shove with an ace in that spot. 3 diamonds on the board. And Dan with the king of diamonds in his hand. Check around to Mark. He moves all in. The ace of clubs. He does have the 8 of diamonds, but if Dan calls, his flush draw is no good. Robert with 2 hearts. He's going to let that one go. Back to Dan. He's got the king of diamonds. Does he want to call an all-in in this spot? Just with the king of diamonds, a diamond draw, not the nut flush draw. Well, it sounds like he folded.
Look down at heart.
Good move by Mark there to chip up.
7 of heart. Look, it was the right color.
And as far as the players' names go, I can only say what they have in the computer, and I guess you can call me a Muppet, but if it says Marcellus, I'm going to say Marcellus. So if his name's Marcus, I apologize, but I got to go by what it says. It says Marcellus. Maybe I said Marcus, I apologize, but. I like the Muppets, so it's not really like this. Joining the action here, Kelly with pocket 9s.
Thank you.
Raise it up to 27,000.
Thanks, I appreciate it. And I was wrong. We're out of the draft.
Marcellus here, pocket 4s, makes the call. Pretty easy call, the pocket pair and most of the chips.
You're welcome.
Actions to Dan. Again, we did fix the problem, so when the delay catches up to when we fixed it, we will start seeing Dan when it's his turn to act. Over to James. He flats as well. 3 players.
Gustavo.
2 goals.
Interesting. I've seen James do this before. Another player calls the big stack at the table. I'm sorry, one player raises, big stack at the table calls, and he ends up flatting with a mediocre hand. Very interesting. He does flop a pair of queens. Kelly, though, flopping a set of 9s. Check to her. And she bets. So there's 99,000 in the pot. She's got 69,000 in front of her.
6 goals.
Bets 40K, leaving her about 30,000. And interesting there. James thinking about it. Middle pair. It's got to be a little concerning. Somebody puts in more than half their stack on the flop. You gotta know that the rest of it's coming on the turn. So the question is, are you willing to play for the rest of that stack or not? And he says, no, I'm not. And Kelly taking it down, flopping a set of 9s.
Is that what you're labeling me at? Is there way
Chipping up quite nicely. Take a have the chip stack after that hand. Marcellus up top, still 382,000. Robert gaining some ground. Robert and James, 240 and 223 each. Mark again sitting down at the bottom, 7 big blinds. Still some time to go. He is in the big blind in this hand, however. Constantine pocket 10s. Let's see how much he wants to raise here. A little over 10 big blinds. All right, so he raises to 32,000. Everybody folds around to Dan on the button. Ace 9 offsuit. He folds around to Mark in the big blind and the short stack with King Jack offsuit. Is this the time to make a stand? Makes the call.
3 calls.
Heads up to the flop. 80,000 in the pot. 875, 2 hearts. Mark's first to act. Reaching for chips. Oh, well.
3 checks.
He checks, but that gives Constantine the go-ahead to go all in. With the overpair, gets Mark to fold. Nice hand for Constantine. Mark left with about 4 big blinds after that hand.
Just trying to figure out if it works.
Oh, misdeal that one. Mess that up.
Missed it.
All right.
2 cards.
Try that again.
Got it going on.
If you're just tuning in, thank you for joining us here on Best Bet Live, streaming out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
Tonight we are bringing you the final table of the WPT event number 13. It's a $350 no limit hold'em 1010 XL main event.
Bet on that.
He had 3 cards.
We are 7-handed right now. 7th place is going to pay $917. Next player that gets knocked out.
6 calls.
Hold on to Robert in the hijack. Ace 6 of diamonds. Suited ace decides to raise it up. 35,000 is the bet. See anything worth calling yet? I think he's going to scoop all the blinds here. Kelly reluctantly letting go of her blind. Trey Deuce offsuit.
I believe it.
Huh?
I'm not having any of those aces.
I'm not bullshitting.
No, I know.
I will show you. I'm not scared.
If I had anything over a 4,
I
I'm
know
calling
you
next
would
time.
push it all in, bro. Get it in.
I'm going to catch up to you on your beer, my Pinot Grigio.
Oh, good luck with that. You got a long
That's
road.
something I'm not going to win, is it?
Yeah, you got a long road to go. That is it.
I probably can't catch up if I drink the rest of the year,
You're
can I?
damn right you can. I'm glad you know that.
You better slug that one down real fast and get you another one.
Hey, C1, you better show that shit out. Who's buying the next round?
Dan moving all in with pocket trays. See if he gets any action. Don't see much. Takes the blinds there with pocket trays. There we go here, Dan picking up pocket kings. Let's see what he wants to raise it to. Okay, the blinds are 6 and 12 right now. 32,000 is the raise. And right behind Mark with ace, king of hearts, moving all in, 45K. Not going to like seeing Dan's pocket kings. Well, I haven't really seen any aces yet. Oh, Keith, looking forward to seeing you. Come on down. Trying to get that mega, win a seat in our main event. Good luck. All right, so Dan does make the call. Mark all in at risk. Ace, king of hearts versus Dan's pocket kings. Here comes the flop. Pretty dry board there from Mark. Not good so far. Looking for an ace and an ace only on the river to stay alive. Does not get there. And with that, Mark is going to be eliminated in 7th place. Dan knocking him out with his pocket kings. Mark just walks away. The $917 payday.
That's right.
Yeah, you were the big.
Is that one knocked you out early?
Oh, yes. So you
Ace
had
king,
to be
no
seven.
good. Usually those pocket kings are ace magnets,
You
but
didn't
one
have to fade
just
an ace with mine.
one didn't show up for Mark.
You know, I hit the queen.
Thanks for playing, Mark. We really appreciate it. Take a look at the chip stacks after that. Dan here chipping up after that hand, sitting at 218,000. Marcellus still at the top. Now Kelly looking at the short stack, 11 big blinds remaining for her. Yeah, there's nothing else you can really do there. Short stack, pre-flop, ace-king suited, facing a raise. Might as well push it in. Can't blame him for that. James in the 2-seed raises it. Ace, jack of clubs. Got 3x here. Everybody folding around. Robert in the big blind with an ace. Shows it as he folds.
Ace five.
Robert's having himself a good time here on this final table.
I saw you trying to trap me in there, that bullshit.
Final table, event number 13 of the WPT series. $350 no limit hold'em 1010 XL main event. Streaming out of Jacksonville, Florida. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Be sure to hit that follow button so you can be updated every time we go live. And catch the action. Marcel's picking up an ace for offsuit on the button, getting a raise together. Well, that's good to know, under the gun. like seeing these guys have fun. Marcellus steals the blinds. And just to let you know, you still have a couple shots to get into the WPT main event. 5K buy-in, $1 million guarantee. We have Mega Satellites tomorrow. And on Friday, it looks like. Pull that up there for you. Yep, we have Mega Satellites, 10 seats guaranteed in each of those tomorrow, Thursday the 10th at 6 p.m. and Friday the 11th at 6 p.m. Around the area tomorrow, we are giving away tickets. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're giving away a $590 entry into that Mega Satellite at 6 every 30 minutes, and it's the same on Friday, again 10 a.m. to noon, $590 tournament ticket. Actually, Friday, it's a table share. Everybody at the table getting a ticket into that 6 p.m. Mega on Friday. More information on our promotion calendars, visit our website, bestbetjacks.com. Click on the poker tab and go down to promotions. We have promotions for both the Jacksonville and Orange Park locations, as well as tournament calendars for both.
Is that Saturday?
I thought Deb leave.
Yeah.
I felt like she got busted out or. Give her an A for effort.
I do.
We'll turn to Robert with King 9 of clubs. Should see a raise here.
There's the 32.
So after Robert raises to 32,000, Dan on the button with pocket tens, raises it up. 3 bets to 120,000. Pretty sure we're going to fold around to Robert here.
Sorry about that.
The first playable hand I had in my blind.
And Robert lets it go. Respect for Dan in the 1 seat.
Nice bet. Well,
Next hand, Marcellus picking up pocket sixes under the gun. Three times the big blind there, just about 38,000. Ooh, might see some action out of Kelly here in the small blind. Ace Jack of hearts. Bet all in. There it is. 3 bet all in by Kelly. Ace Jack of hearts. See if Marcellus wants to pay her off. He does make the call. So Kelly is all in and at risk here. Ace Jack of hearts versus Marcellus's pocket sixes. Let's see the board here. Queen high board. There is a heart. There's the ace for Kelly. Marcellus looking for a 6. Does not get there. 2 pair aces and queens for Kelly. She doubles up. Takes a big chunk out of Marcellus' stack. Things starting to balance out here at the players that are left. And after that hand, Marcellus still with the big stack, but not by much. He's got 284,000. Dan very close behind with 250. Kelly and Robert right there as well. Constantine, even though he's the short stack, he's not that far off. He does have 8 big blinds. Anybody's game. Anybody's game.
Thank you, Jeff. I keep throwing them back.
Marcellus fun facts. Already has 2 first places, a second place, and a 12th this week alone, and he's in the Navy. You're right, an American hero. I like the next comment, though. Can't win a flip, though. Appreciate the chat there on Twitch. Thanks for tuning in. All right, Robert in the 9th seed, he's going to take his crack at pocket sixes, see how they do for him. Race to 40K. Kelly on the button, 10-9, thinking about it. Action behind. Probably going to let this one go. And she does. Over to Constantine in the small blind. Ace, queen off. 3-bet all in pre-flop. We'll see if Robert wants to call this all in. He does have Constantine covered. Marcellus already folded. So action is on Robert. So he asked for a chip count. Thinking about it.
Only because it's you, I'm folding this, man.
And he folds pocket sixes. It's pretty much a coin flip there.
Bullshit with my hand, huh? Yeah, your hand.
But just wasn't feeling it.
I saw what just happened to you. I was like, if I would have
Chips
just seen
up.
that, I probably would have called. What would you have, ace jack? What you have?
And after that, everybody's getting very, we're pretty even across the board. Big stack, 252,000. Short stack, almost 200,000. Truly is anybody's game right now. This WPT event number 12. We had 92 entries into this event, $26,000 in the prize pool. First place, taking home $9,956. Next player to get eliminated will be 6th place, and that will be $1,048. Kelly here with pocket nines. Gets the raise in.
36.
Pretty much a min raise.
You know I'm lying, man.
You always lie. Ace king.
36.
Yeah, it's definitely a good fold. Easier to find a better spot somewhere else. Especially against Constantine, who's been pretty tight so far in this final table. Robert does make the call out of the big blind. King deuce off. Queen high board. And checks. Kelly gets the C bet in. 96,000 in the pot. I think about 50,000. 45,000 is the bet. That's enough to get Robert to fold.
You came a little late.
I don't know what to do with myself. I'm gonna get drunk and you guys have to drive me home.
45.
You're drunk and make bad decisions, sounding the rest of
He's an Uber driver on the side.
Again, take a look at the payouts here. Remaining payouts. Next place, 6th place. Almost $10,000 going to first. Pretty good for a $350 buy-in. James, queen, 9 of hearts. Raises it to 38,000. Any hand now. We're going to get his fix. We'll be able to see Dan while he's acting. He does make the call. Queen 9. Probably going to chop here. Yeah. Well, Dan does have the backdoor diamond draw. Like I said, the way things are running, it's probably just going to chop this one up. And checks over to James. James getting a nice little bet together. Little C bet.
Oh, now you're on the hit list. Yeah, I know you're. I forgot.
32,000.
Now he's gonna pay for this.
Kelly already pays for this.
Hey, but I bet he does. Actually, probably getting paid right now. You're actually running better than his ass, and obviously, right? He probably played this the same tournament. No, he did. He did. To Reebok.
That's enough to get Dan to fold. Nice bet by James there on the flop. Helped that there wasn't much for Dan to call.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's what it was. You're right. It was 3.
There we go. Action's on Dan, and we see Dan. Fantastic. Love technology. Here we go. Ace 8 offsuit in the small blind. Gets the raise in. Guess we have found the standard pre-flop raise for this level on this table, 38,000. That takes the blinds.
Probably had me crushed.
Constantine wakes up with king, queen of diamonds, raises to 37,000. Pulls to Dan here, queen, 10 of clubs on the button. He lets it go. James with pocket 9s out of the small blind. Might see a 3-bet here. Oh, there we go. A 3-bet pre-flop. That's not an all-in wager. How about that? Raises to 90,000. Kelly's going to let this one go. Constantine moves all in. With the 4-bet all in, and James snaps him off. 9s against king, queen. Constantine all in and at risk. If he Let's see what the flop brings. Jack high board, 1 diamond. Lines are still good. Constantine picks up the open-ended straight draw. Does not get there. So Constantine eliminated in this spot. James picks up 2 pair of 10s and 9s. Constantine, 6th place. He's going to be awarded $1,048. Nice run for him. Thanks for coming out. And then there were 5 players remaining. Started with 92 players. Next payout jumps up to $1,310. There's a $700 pay jump after 5th place. Then we get the big one, up $1,400 to 3rd place.
Keep it open, guys.
That we're going to start seeing some big jumps in that pay. See some big hands coming up soon. Well, the thing about that, Kyle, is first of all, we are on a 30-minute delay, so they wouldn't be able to see anybody's cards that they're playing against. And second, they're actually not allowed to have their phones on these tables for tournaments. It's a relatively new thing we've started, so any tournament play on the live stream, they have to leave their phones on the tables in the back. They can get up and go check them if they want to, but they cannot have them out on their person while they are playing at the table. So nice try, Kyle, but no, do not condone cheating here. Best bet, Jacks. Even when they were allowed to have their phones, they were not allowed to have the live stream. Monitored that as best we could. But now, after current events, that's a new rule here for the live stream. Tournament play, no phones at the table. It does make things a little more interesting. Usually players are a little more active when they're actually paying attention to the game as opposed to something else. Yeah, that roll we started today, or might have been the last, let's see, I think maybe the 200K, the 200K guarantee tournament earlier this week. They started enforcing that rule. It's definitely a recent change. As far as cash games go, well, I think it's going to be a little bit different, but not that different. Just trying to keep everything kosher here.
Was it 20?
The way things stand now, when we run cash games here, we will allow the players to have the phones. They have to be on the rail. They have to be seen. They can't hold them like in their lap or where they can't be seen by others. So they have to be either on the rail or on the table beside them. And while they're in the hand, they will not be allowed to be on their phone. They got to be off of it while the hand is going on. That is how we're doing things currently. Again, might change in the future, depending on how things go. So Marcellus moving all in here, pocket 8s, see if he gets any action after Kelly raised the button 7-6. That should give her all the information she needs. Although she thinks about it. No, she finally lets it go. 5-handed at the final table here, event number 13. $350 no limit hold'em 1010 XL main event. Again, this is a WPT trophy event. We'll bring that out when we get to heads up action.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, we just started it earlier this week. It is a new rule, the no phones, the tournament final table live stream at least. It was a little harder. We had a stream earlier. We had a tournament earlier, the $350 ladies only event, and it's, you know, a lot of them have played here before, so it was new. It was a very new rule for them. It was kind of hard to get the idea across to them. A couple of them were sneaking their phones, but it is something that we've discussed, and you know, moving forward, anytime we run a tournament here, the rule is no phones. If you see a phone, there could possibly be penalties incurred. That's going to be the only way that we can train some of these guys. But I mean, as you can see in some of these shots, they got tables back there behind where they're playing, where they all have their phones set up, so they can get up if they want to and check things, check in with their friends and family. Big hand here, Dan, in the small blind, ace queen offsuit, raises it up to 45,000. James right behind, ace king off. He moves all in. Dan snaps him off. He's not going to like what he sees. So Dan all in and at risk with ace queen up against James's ace king.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, the case aces come on the flop. Dan looking for a queen or a 5 or an 8 now, and he does not get any of them. Trip aces. King kicker is going to be good for James. Dan eliminated in 5th place. $1,310, pardon me for that. $1,310 for 5th place goes to Dan. Nice run for Dan. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed your run. Yeah, I didn't see that happening any other way in that spot either.
That's that parking lot hand, though, for sure. It is always.
And then there were 4. 4 players remain. Next place going to pay $2,096. James picks up ace king again. Very next hand in small blind.
You have a lot of chips.
Has folded around to the blinds.
You can't talk to play out of his hand.
Oh, I can?
Even though you are a woman at the table, you're not allowed to talk to play out of his hand. Can we get that over here? Is it official?
See what I have.
60.
This is what I regularly had in my big blind.
Is it all anything?
If I have anything that's like
You guys should
over
blow
a
through
4,
against
I
me,
won't
then
know
suck
what to
at
do
your
with
cards.
myself. Just ace king after ace king after ace king.
So Robert moves all in here, king 6. James calls him with ace 6 of diamonds. Kelly lays it down. Marcellus probably, he lays it down as well. We're going to be heads up here.
What's so funny, Kelly?
Robert all in and at risk. King 6 offsuit against James's ace 6. And Robert hits a king on the flop. Oh, boy. That ace. Oh. Yeah! So James turns Broadway, leaving Robert. The only way to win that is to get an ace on the river for a chop. And we're splitting this one. I guess they're splitting up Marcellus's small blind there.
Wow.
That was pretty good. Take a look at the chip stacks for the players remaining. James with a huge commanding chip lead after some big hands. Sits up top at 823,000. Robert there on the bottom. 5 big blinds remaining. Still a lot of poker left to be played tonight. Hey, Eddie, thanks for joining us. So you're resting up for the main event this weekend. A nice little turnout tonight. $350 buy-in, a little over $26K in the prize pool. 4 players remaining.
If I had anything over a 7,
Folds around to the big,
I promise.
You probably would hit
to
it
the
too.
the raise by Kelly there on the button. Take a look at the remaining payouts. Next place, 4th, gets $2,096. It goes up to $3,406, then $5,502. First place getting almost 10 grand.
Oh, thank you. I think you're being so honest that one of the chips didn't belong to you. Amazing.
I mean, you're right. When you have almost double everybody else combined, it's very easy to just coast and let them do all the heavy lifting.
King 3. I just dominated him.
King 6.
No. I went all in. King 8, I went all that time. I didn't have a 7 high though. I've got my cards going now. Okay. Oh, it's coming, Kelly. You think he's
I
going?
know, I was ready for you. I was ready to snap.
You were? Snap on me?
Without even looking.
I get no respect, Gus. I mean, can I get a little respect? I might get palm tables
This
every
is
day.
the
I get
first
no
friendly.
respect. Good man. No, I'm not. You are. Look at that.
Heads up action here. Not reading James' cards right now. Not sure what he has. Kelly, 9 high.
No.
Ace of spades on the turn. James leads out. It's going to be really hard for Kelly to stick around in this hand.
You can't get home without that.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Blinds versus blinds. James take this one down.
Over
James adds even more to his monster chip lead.
What you want? I got it.
Corn.
Who? One of these?
Lime, no lime.
No line.
Hey, you want one of these?
What?
That was like an old one.
Now this one's brand new gold.
I got you.
He's like, I'm sure he's and he's drinking.
He's going for it.
He not only.
And under the gun, Robert moving all in. Queen 4 offsuit. Kelly picking up pocket aces. Yeah. This is probably going to be the end for Robert in this spot. So Robert all in and at risk with Queen 4 offsuit against Kelly's red aces. Let's see what kind of shot Robert has at sticking around tonight.
I'm losing my grade.
Ace 2, 3.
King. Yeah, it's the kind of flop.
9 high board, not good for Robert. Yeah, and that 5 could hit a 5. Spikes a 5 on the river for the win, and does not get there. Robert eliminated in 4th place. Nice little payday though, $2,096 off a $350 buy-in. And Kelly chipping up. At one point we're sitting pretty low. Now she's second in chips on this final table.
I was thinking, should I let you come in too? And I'm like, no, don't risk it.
And James still with the huge advantage chip-wise. Kelly chipping up, adding more, 329,000. Marcella started the night, final table as the big stack, now left with 8 big blinds. Again, lots of poker left to be played. And after that, with the button, Kelly picking up ace-jack offsuit. Blinds are 10 and 20,000. Looks to be about, what, 60,000, 50,000 to bet. And that's good enough to take the blinds. It helps to get hit with cards at the right time. And she's playing great, but it definitely helps when you're getting cards like she's getting. If you're just tuning in, thank you for joining us here. Best Bet Live, streaming out of Jacksonville, Florida. Final table, event number 13, our WPT series. Marcellus on the button, moves all in, king tray off, and that should be good to scoop the blinds. Three-handed, and it is. And it's $50K each time you scoop the blinds. Again, just a reminder, next stream is going to be tomorrow, the final table of WPT event number 15, 20K buy-in high roller tournament. So they're starting with 100K in chips. Big poker. Should have some big names coming into play. That'll be fun to watch tomorrow, the final table of that. James on the button raises to 51,000. Ace 9 of clubs. Kelly folds. Marcellus not defending his big blind. More chips for the big stack. And again, we have 2 more mega satellites into our 5K WPT main event, $1 million guaranteed. So that'll be tomorrow and Friday, 6 p.m. each day. 10 seats guaranteed in each one of those. $590 buy-in. 12,000 starting chips, 30-minute levels. We have high hands into those tournaments tomorrow, 10 to noon, and Friday, 10 to noon. Friday, 10 to noon every, let me double check here, 30 minutes. Every 60 minutes. Okay, so Friday from 10 to noon, every 60 minutes, it's a $590 table share. Everybody at the table gets a seat into that mega Friday night at 6 p.m. into that 5K main event. Plenty of opportunity to free roll your way into this $1 million guarantee with only 2 days to go. Kelly raises the button with ace-5 of diamonds, gets James to fold his big blind, a suited king. I'm surprised there from what I've seen of James so far. He doesn't flat, at least, to see the flop. I mean, it's a good fold, especially if diamonds came out.
All right, good luck, y'all.
All right, man.
Nice playing with you.
You and your husband on the list now.
I like to be on your list.
Too close.
Mullet.
Four's all in.
All right, out of the big blind, Kelly, pocket sevens, all in. It's going to take James' small blind.
It's the one. You notice how Gus cut me off? I asked for a waitress and he won't serve me. No, she hasn't come. They're not sure if they want her to or not.
Two folds.
Folds to the small blind. Kelly with queen 8 offsuit.
Four folds.
No, I'm
She
just
just
deciding
flats.
what I'm gonna do. I can't let you watch.
And Marcellus, if he had anything, would have raised there, but he just checks. Really dominating him in this hand. Ace 6-5 rainbow. She checks. Marcellus takes a stab at it. 30,000, half the pot. See if it's enough to get her to fold. No, she's getting a call together. She makes the call. Boy, an 8 would be dangerous for Marcellus here in the turn. Does not come.
Four checks.
Fives, we're checking this down to the river. Both players scared. 7 of clubs is a blank. Can Marcellus get one more bullet in? No, he checks. Kelly's going to take this one down, queen high. Pair of fives, ace, queen 8. Marcellus getting dangerously low here. Chips. Left with 4 big blinds. Should see him shoving very soon, especially in the blind. Kelly on the button, king 10 offsuit. Should see a raise here, 3-handed. Blinds are 10 and 20. It's like what, 54,000? Over to James in the big blind with a suited jack. Is he elected to defend the big blind? Kelly's been pretty hot, showing good cards, playing them well. Nice 3-bet there. I like it. But with position, Kelly looks to make the call. And she does. We're going to be heads up to the flop. Kelly calling that 3-bet, king 10. She is a favorite here. High board. Kelly with top pair. James first to act after 3-betting pre-flop. He's got about double the amount of chips Kelly has. Going to use his stack to his advantage. He bets 100K. Kelly moves all in. I don't know if he can make the call here. Backdoor straight and flush possibilities. No, he does fold. Kelly getting a big pot there. Lets him pick one. He turns over the king, but calls it. Got to be king 10. Nice read there by James. Good fold. Kelly now picking up the chip lead.
Yeah, I was the button.
Is the button in four of the six?
I was the button.
Kelly now with the chip lead, 724K. James slipping down, still with a very healthy stack. And Marcellus still sitting there, 4 big blinds, waiting for his chance. Double up.
Sorry, $6. There are 2 folds.
I call it.
Yeah, I saw that.
So Marcellus moves all in here on the button. Queen 8 of spades.
Here's my blind.
Did, no, Kelly folded. No, she called. There it is. I see. So Kelly makes the call here. Queen 10 offsuit.
Pick me.
Marcellus all in and at risk. He hits an 8 on the flop. Looking pretty good. Kelly looking for a 10 and a 10 only to knock Marcellus out. Does not get there. Marcellus doubling up.
84.
And now he's back in the game with almost 200,000.
I say
I do have to remove the 1,000 chips, so I am going to give you some racks here. I am going to pause the clock real quick here, so I'm not carrying the clock here. But I have
Now you're going to come back and win.
Push you for that. I need some orange chips. Orange chips. So just put them in this rack right
Yeah.
here.
All right, coloring up the orange. Getting those out of play. Making a play a little more efficient. As we finish up here. Three-handed. Excuse me. 3 players remaining. Take a look at the payouts. Just to remind you guys once more, 3 more places. Third place, $34.06. Second place, $5,502. First place getting almost $10,000 tonight. Very nice prize pool for a $350 buy-in. Take a look at the chip stacks. Kelly still sitting nice. 620,000. James not too far behind, almost 560,000. And Marcellus, after that double up, almost 200K, still only 9 big blinds.
All right, guys, just a quick chip count of everybody's stack here.
$620 for Kelly.
560.
195 and 6.
Which way you going?
$560.
560 for James. Kelly is 620. And Marcellus? 195. 195, there you go. All right, guys, we're going to resume the clock. 15:30.
Wow.
1530.
All right, with that, the blinds going up 15, 30, and 30,000 for the big blind Annie. 3 players remaining. James folds a suited king on the button. 3-handed, I don't really know about that. Guess he might be scared of Marcellus moving all in. Can't call that. Stack with king, deuce of clubs, and he does move all in. 7-5 off. Out of the big blind.
Is it 130?
Big pay jump from third to second, almost 2,000. A little over 2,000, actually. Big decisions to be made in this spot.
Tell me the chip counts one more time, George. I didn't hear them say it. Can't tell me?
Can't tell you
Okay.
that chip count. All I can do is tell you,
Yeah, no worries.
this chip count that's in is 165 total.
Oh, it's all good.
Well, Kelly lays it down. Hopefully she doesn't regret that lay down later. But, I mean, in that spot, it's with a weak queen. You can't blame her for folding. And now she's got position. And on the button first act, Kelly picks up king 6 offsuit. She flats. Marcellus folds the small blind. James in the big blind. He just checks his ace. Weak ace offsuit. Board comes 10 high rainbow. Kelly picks up a pair of 6s. He checks, so she's getting that bet ready. 105,000 in the pot. Probably see like a 50,000, 45,000 is the bet. And James just can't make the call there.
Yeah, you could have.
3-bet might have worked.
No, I think so.
Sorry, check raise might have worked there, possibly. But he wants to find a better spot. Marcellus on the button, queen, jack, offsuit, moves all in. About 7 bigs. James folds. Kelly with pocket trays. Makes the call. Marcellus all in and at risk. Queen jack offsuit up against Kelly's pocket trays. Another coin flip scenario.
Think that Trump starts re-topping the dealing? No, I'm drawing dead.
Let's see what the flop brings. There is a queen on the flop. Marcellus flopping top pair,
Oh, wow.
2 pair.
Now the three.
She is looking for a 3 and a 3 only.
Oh,
Does
wow.
not get there. Boat, full house, queens full of jacks for Marcellus, and he doubles up through Kelly. Just like that, everybody's just about even here. 3-handed
Four again.
on this WPT event number 13 final table.
Take over, guys.
Nice hand.
Anybody's game. Anybody's game. First place pays out over $9,900.
First, second, third, 10,000.
Yeah, first is basically 10K, second is 5K.
And yeah, look at that. Back to pretty much even. It's a brand new game right now, folks.
I'm open to whatever. I've got to drive home.
I'm up to whatever. Oh, we're talking numbers here. Interesting.
I got a
Just
little
chop it and end it? Or chop it and play out?
You can chop it and play out.
play it out.
If you want to.
Interesting.
Everybody's got a little over 10K.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Deal. We got a, guess we got a deal. 3-way chop, we're playing it out for the trophy.
Well, that was easy.
3-way chop, we're playing it out for the
So,
Yeah. What is it?
and just like that, we figured it out. They were pretty much even in chips. 3-way chop.
about 60.
The money that's left, it's about 6,200 each. Nice choppy, better than second place.
I think you have over 6K. I think you left about 900 out there.
You said 34, you said 54.
Very nice deal.
Yeah.
Just like that. Money's figured out, and now all we're doing is playing for a trophy. Huh?
That's 40. What, yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
Yo. Okay, so soup, three-way chocolate, 62.88 per person. Play for trophy.
Perfect.
All right.
I care so little about the trophy, I almost want to go home and let them have it, but my husband wouldn't let me do that.
That's all I want.
You left the plastic. Give me third place.
Oh, yeah. I don't want any more clutter in my house.
That was easy.
He's got a trophy.
Much different from the first tournament of our doubleheader today. Took a little bit longer to figure out the math and if they were going to chop. But here we go. Money is taken care of. Now we're playing for that trophy.
I have some trophies.
WPT, event number 12, $350 No Limit Hold'em 1010 XL main event. It's all about the hardware now, folks. Now that that's out of the way, I'm sure play's going to loosen up quite a bit. I mean, you know, you want that trophy. You still have a bunch of paperwork to do. Might as well play for a little bit, maybe. I don't know. It's a good point, Mark. It's not too often you get a chance to win a nice World Poker Tour event trophy to put on the mantelpiece.
Rick Later? That's all I use when I'm telling you
Some of those things are lightning in tournaments. It's size 70. 2 raises.
Button raises. Queen, 5 of diamonds. 70K. Takes that one down. If you're just tuning in, thanks for joining us here. You are coming in right at the end of this tournament, event number 13 of our WPT series here in Best Bet Jacksonville. 3 remaining players have already agreed to a chop. They will each receive, if my math is correct, $6,288 apiece. You had to win it outright to make more than that. And now they're playing for the trophy, playing for the hardware. WPT, event number 13 trophy. Marcellus moves all in on that flop, has a pair of 8s. Heart for the heart draw. James, the gut shot straight draw, a better heart draw. Turn comes the 10. 2 pair for Marcellus. Boat
This full house is for you.
for Marcellus. Do a little count here, get the numbers right. Marcellus that much closer to being named champion of event number 13.
Look who's getting the heater at the end.
Right.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate everybody tuning in and watching, participating in both chats, Facebook and Twitch. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. Final table action of the 20K buy-in high roller event.
Such a swing little game, isn't it?
Kelly here, pocket fours out of the small blind, gets a raise together. Blinds are 15 and 30. Nice one, Mark. Imagine doing this for work. I'm just sitting here, I get to watch poker. It's awesome. But yeah, see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. As Kelly puts the raise in 75K with pocket fours. Marcellus defends the big blind, makes the call. Queen deuce off. High board. Kelly bets it. Looks like 100K. Enough to get Marcellus to fold. Interesting tell, Hunter. Wonder if anybody else picked up on that. I'll have to look and see.
Wow, that's a nice hand for not looking. That's when the 4 beat you, James.
Dealer, pick me.
Pick me, George.
You already said it.
I haven't used it yet.
I'm going to stand up. That helps. Now,
Ace of
let's
diamonds?
say like a 2,
Ace of diamonds.
and then like a 5. Pleasure.
All right, with that, Kelly picks up queens and trays, 2 pair, eliminating James. He's going to end his run for that trophy, but he did walk away with a very nice payday. Again, all 3 players here electing to chop 3 ways the remaining prize pool, each of them walking away with $6,288. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So, as things stand here, heads up action. Pretty even chip count, 720,000 for Marcellus, 655,000 for Kelly.
I don't even know. I had just looked at the sound already. I didn't even know. I know there's a high roller tomorrow.
A few more hands to go. Here playing for that WPT trophy.
Do I owe you more?
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
And a pretty quick final table, actually, relatively quick. On hand 62. Normally, yeah, we'd bring out back up the truck and dump the pile of cash on the table here, but they've already chopped. I think they should be putting the trophy out, if they haven't already, somewhere. Reviewing. Tournament director might be a little busy paying James out. If you like what you see, you want to see what is coming down the line as far as live stream goes, visit our website, bestbetjacks.com. Click on the poker tab, go down to Best Bet Live, and see the upcoming live stream schedule. Again, tomorrow we've got a live stream, final table of event number 15. We've got a couple games on Friday. Then we got Sunday, the 5, 10, 25 No Limit Hold'em Ladies Night. That should be a fun one.
Putting that there.
Final table, the WPT main event, $1 million guarantee, is going to be on Tuesday the 15th. And we got a couple cash games to finish up the month after that. Any of those cash games you're interested in joining, send your information to Johnny P at bestbetjacks.com, and you can get on the interest list for those and see yourself on this live stream.
These are all because my threes.
The last hand of his life.
Try to put me out, we got a battle.
No, right? 30. That's my
Still my favorite.
favorite. You're still my favorite. The two nicest people here.
Six.
Kelly flops a pair of sixes here. She says she has to bet. Heads up, flop a pair. It's hard to make a pair. 40,000. Marcellus makes the call. King high, backdoor flush draw. Didn't see the turn. Oh, trade clubs. Kelly moves all in. That's enough to take down the pot.
And I had a club.
Get these small for 20. Call for it.
Heads up here, Marcellus moving all in with the gut shot straight draw. Kelly with 9 high. I'm sorry, he didn't move all in. He just bet 50,000. Don't listen to me, guys. I'm delirious. 2 live streams in a row will do that to you. He takes it down, moving on. Again, heads up action here. We've already figured out the financials. We are playing for that trophy you see in between the two players.
Pushing my way out here. Call 6.
You see the flop here. East side board, rainbow.
Check.
Marcellus hits a pair of 8s. really bad board for Kelly. Not much to call with. Can't really hit much either. And she lays it down. Again, players have chopped the final three. Chopped the remaining prize pool. We're all everybody walking away with $6,288.
Or I would have thought it was a
Just elected to play for the trophy.
Oh, yeah.
And here we are. Heads up.
Should have just continued.
Couple more hands to go. WPT event number 13. Kelly on the button. Ace 5, getting that raise together. 80,000. Marcellus with King Jack not going anywhere. He moves all in.
I'm done here. I'm done here. Pick me.
And she makes the call. Kelly all in and at risk. Ace 5 offsuit going up against Marcellus's King Jack. He spikes a king on the flop.
Okay.
Kelly picks up a 5. 5 or an ace on the river to stay alive. Does not get there. Kelly eliminated in second place. Again, they did chop 3 ways. Well, she's already walking away with $6,288. Marcellus, though, walking away the champion of WPT event number 13. $350 buy-in. No limit hold'em. 10-10 XL main event. He gets that trophy. And that is going to do it for us tonight here. Best Bet Live out of Jacksonville, Florida. My name's Wes. On behalf of the whole crew here, I want to thank you for tuning in and watching all night this doubleheader. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of good poker to watch. We really appreciate it. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we will be streaming the final table of WPT event number 15, the $20,000 high roller event. We also have a couple more chances to get into the $5,000 WPT main event, $1 million guarantee, Best Bet Bounty Scramble. So that event, day 1A, day 1B, Friday and Saturday. We've got $590 satellites tomorrow night and Friday night at 6 p.m. Those are mega satellites, 10 seats guaranteed into that $5,000 main event. So if you are interested in playing in those, 6 p.m. tomorrow and Friday, $12,000 in starting chips, 30-minute levels, and you can win seats into those satellites tomorrow and Friday. High hands between 10 a.m. and noon each day. Let's see, tomorrow it's high hand every 30 minutes from 10 a.m. to noon. One player is going to win a seat. The rest of the players, Delta, and get a $50 table share. But Friday from 10 a.m. to noon, hour-long high hands, table share, $590 tickets. Everybody dealt into the high hand. Each of those hours is going to get a $590 ticket into Friday night's 6 p.m. mega satellite. Plenty of opportunity to win your way into that main event this weekend. Be sure to swing on by, give it a chance. For any more information on all the other events that are going on, the rest of WPT, and any of our promotions or other tournaments, visit our website, bestbetjacks.com, for more details. Again, my name is Wes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll catch you on the flip side.